This segment is brought to you by Fubo TV, your home for all things Serie A here in Canada, also the EPL, e anche in Italiano, for lo nonno, lo zio, that they want to watch the games. And this is a recap of Week 18, Mr. Fabio. And how did this week start off in the glorious Serie A? By the way, Serie A, get your stuff together, because looking up for scores when you put Serie A, before you actually get the Serie A official website, you got to go through like 3 pages of Google. Get your stuff together there.
Well, we start off Saturday morning, Empoli hosting Genoa, and this game didn't work out for the hosts. 2-1 to Genoa, but all 3 goals happening in the second half. Genoa, important points there, moving them away for the relegation points, moving them to 13th with 19 points now.
Definitely a must win for Empoli. And then we had some teams that didn't come up when they needed to come up. Fabio, what was our next game of this week?
Next game was Parma hosting Monza. Monza again desperate for points, sacking Nesta the previous game. So new guy filling in. I don't even know his name, but it's not important because again, Monza was snake bin. They had 10 men after they thought, honestly, they were down 10 men early in second half. Pablo Amari ended up getting a red card in the 54th minute. Pereira thought he got the tying goal. They thought they were about to steal a point in the 85th minute. But after Parma got a penalty, which was, of course, in relation to the red card, they ended up getting the game. Another Lautaro. This one, Lautaro Valenti gets the 98th winner and gets Parma up to 14th place with 18 points now.
And Monza, another crushing 0 points, and last place in Serie A, guys. Last place.
Not
and
good.
even they left it late on the next game, but Fabio, there was many of these, and no surprise here on this result for the Inter game, correct?
No, Inter just battered Calgary in the second half. All 3 goals, like you mentioned, Bastoni, Lautaro Martinez, and then Hakan in the 78th minute with a penalty to bury this game away. Again, Inter doing what you expect a defending champion to do, defending their title and playing well, just beating up on lower clubs, and they continue on.
And it's Cagliari, not Calgary, Alberta, Canada, but Cagliari, Fabio, Calgary.
It's a hard one. Too many G's and vowels in there. But the next game was the marquee matchup of the weekend. Lazio hosting Atalanta, who was
what a great game
coming into the week as the league leaders, just on a high. Atalanta, they thought they were in trouble this one. Lazio got an early start, had the lead most of the game, until one of our former Milan guys, how many of these guys are around Serie A ruining people's weeks? But Bresciani comes through with the 88th tying the game to steal the point for Atalanta. Still technically at the moment, still at the top of the table.
What a great and it's Brescianini. Not Bresciani.
Listen, I'm sorry, man.
You're talking too much to Steve with your own pronunciation, but what a great game. And I know Strasbourg Steve would be maybe disappointed, because I believe Lazio did deserve to win this one. A good performance of the 6-0 loss, Lazio to Inter, but definitely here. But Atalanta gets it done, guys. Atalanta gets it done, and that's why they are campione d'inverno, as I like to say. After this, I believe we are at what? You want to go with Udinese and Napoli?
Now
what do you have?
We switch the day to Sunday. The first game, Udinese hosting Torino. This one was a goal fest. Hit the trumpet there. Come on, baby. Now, Udine like to do it all around that halftime mark, because they got one before and right after. Torino, Che Adams again. This guy finding the score sheet again, and this is a name we're all paying attention. Ricci gets on the board there. 64
Ricci,
Pulisic, whatever, all right? 2-2, big point there for Torino. But honestly, Udinese is slipping a little bit. They're dropping too many points here.
But they made it. They came back, right, Udinese, and then So at least
Torino's the one that came back. Torino
Torino is the one that came back. Yeah, you're right. And Udinese, it just looks like, when they think they got those 3 points locked in. And no, okay, but Torino had started the season good, but much needed the point each on this one. Then we had Mr. Fabio. We had the Napoli-Venezia game of I can't score a penalty, Lukaku. In the end, guys, it's been a couple of games, not that great Napoli, but they get it done. They just get it done. And I don't know if it's the Conte effect, but your takeaways from one ugly. We would have liked an ugly win.
Raspadori, again, guy filling in, coming off the bench, making it done in the 79th minute, ends up being the winner. But a Conte-led team, this is all that he needs. Again, keeping defense in line, keeping a clean sheet, finding a way to get the 3 points. In the end, when you look back as a Milan fan, that's all that matters, right? Next one was a big game. This was if there was marquee A, this is marquee B right here, all right?
This deserves du trompette.
It was, because they got 2 each. And honestly, Juve looked like they were in position to really take this game for most of the day. Thuram with 2 goals, looking pretty good for Juve. Fiorentina, you got Keane scoring against his former club. And then in the end, Fiorentina gets the tying goal late in the second half to take the point.
And what a goal from Sotil, I believe. Wow, like just top corner, and Keane, he had to do the scusate. Like, he's not asking sorry. He scored. Like they didn't want to celebrate, but I think this was really great balanced game, and I really enjoyed watching this one. So
it was a good one. It was a good one for the 12 o'clock game. It was pretty darn good for us here on the East Coast. But the sad fest that was the primetime game on Sunday night, unfortunately, was our game. We hosted Roma, which turned out to be the last game for Paulo Fonseca. Now, we started great. Again, our duo in the midfield seems to be the only ones lifting the team and carrying us in this December month here, and it was no different. Fofana, beautiful pass that starts everything, gets the pass back, finds Tijani, who puts in a great shot. Again, these two are just on fire, but it only lasts a couple of minutes, like Gio in the bedroom, and immediately we end up right back where we started. Dybala and Dobrik. What a great play by them. I mean, you can't get too mad at it. It's a world-class shot, a world-class pass. I mean, Dybala shows you why he's still one of the best in Serie A. But unfortunately for Roma, and fortunately for us, they couldn't convert for most of their chances the rest of the game, and we each leave with a point at a piece. And they're on their third coach. We just hired our second coach, but that was all the games for Sunday. We moved to Monday now, which had 2 semi-good games. We'll start with the first one. Newly promoted Como got the victory over Lecce 2-0.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. They needed some points here. One of our favorites, Patrick Cotrone, ends up getting the 80th goal here to pat on the stats. 2-0. Good for Como. Last but not least, though, this is the game. Bologna, oh my Lord.
What an entertaining game this one. Red cards, goals galore, and a heartbreaker of a finish for Bologna. It's just at least there's some goals being scored in Serie A, especially like on a Monday that nobody's paying attention to. But
I know this is a damn shame that this game was on a Monday where most people are not paying attention, because Bologna, well, if you guys don't know the name Benjamin Dominguez, get used to it, because this kid might be the next big thing coming out of Serie A. He looks great. He has 2 good goals in this game. But unfortunately, Bologna, for all the good that they've done and even continue to try to do to get back into those European spots this year, they basically caused their own demise this particular week. The first goal for Verona, man, was just a bad pass by their own defender, letting Verona back in the game. Then they give up another goal right before the end of the first half. So now they're trailing. Then, unfortunately, Thomas Pobega, he doesn't know what he's doing. Slapping, hitting. I don't know. Maybe he was watching WWE over the weekend, and he thought that's when you know what it is? In Italy, Vin, it's Monday Night Raw. So that's maybe how it was.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
But gets himself red carded. Dominguez ends up getting a tying goal just a few minutes later to get the momentum flowing back to Bologna's side. And then they end up with an own goal from Castro, shooting themselves in the foot, giving Verona a valuable 3 points that they needed, and taking the last victory of the last game of Serie A.
And guys, that is basically week 18, right? The week 18, there's one more week to officially call it the halfway point, because we do have 38 weeks of Serie A, but Atalanta finishing deservingly il campione d'inverno, as we like to say in Italian. And
tied on
guys,
points with Napoli at the moment with 41, but Inter still have that game at hand, and if they actually can capitalize, they'll be top of the table. My surprising thing is that, again, the bottom three still haven't changed. It doesn't look like it's going to change. Calgary, Alberta to Canada is there in 18th. Venezia needs to do something in 19th, and Monza is floundering. You know, Uncle Fest is not happy over there.
not
They gotta
happy.
do
And
something in January
anybody was
for
going to
this
ask you at the beginning of the year if you saw Monza in the last instead of Como, nobody would have told you like that. So let's see, guys. There's still 20 games to be played in Serie A. And that finishes off our Fubo segment of the week, brought to you by Fubo TV, your home for all things Serie A here in Canada.